What if the daily multivitamin you trust is silently working against your body after 50? After 50, your body changes, but your supplements may not be keeping up. In fact, some popular multivitamins could be disrupting your heart, kidneys, and even brain health without you knowing it. Today, we're exposing the truth behind these silent threats and revealing how to nourish your body the right way. Your future depends on this. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wished for just a little more strength, a little more clarity, or a little more time, know this: you are not alone. Every wrinkle tells a story. Every heartbeat holds purpose, and your best years? They're not behind you, they're awakening now. So if you're ready to take back your health, reclaim your vitality, and become the strongest version of yourself, pause right now and hit that subscribe button. Because this channel isn't just about information, it's about transformation, and your journey starts here. Iron, a name that once meant strength. The very mineral that carried oxygen to our cells, helped our muscles function, and gave vitality to our youth. When we were younger, iron was a necessity, fueling our energy, building resilience, and supporting the rapid growth of our bodies. It was the unseen hero inside our blood, the reason we could run, play, heal, and thrive. But time, as it does with all things, brings change, and what once helped us can now begin to hurt us. That's the hidden truth about iron after 50. One that millions overlook, and one that's buried beneath glossy multivitamin labels and well-meaning marketing. We've been taught to believe that more is always better. More vitamins, more minerals, more protection. But in truth, more can be the very thing that weighs us down. You see, our bodies are incredibly intelligent. They are always adapting, always recalibrating, always searching for balance. But what happens when we keep feeding them the same formulas, meant for our 20s, when we're in our 50s, 60s, or beyond? The answer is both sobering and empowering. We unknowingly disrupt that delicate balance. And when it comes to iron, the consequences can be more serious than we ever imagined. Iron does not leave the body easily. It is not flushed out like excess vitamin C or exhaled like carbon dioxide. Instead, it accumulates, slowly, quietly, day by day, meal by meal, supplement by supplement. And while that might not seem alarming at first, over time, that silent buildup can begin to rust us from within. Most people don't realize this, but excess iron is a pro-oxidant. That means instead of protecting our cells like antioxidants do, it promotes oxidative stress. Imagine a slow-burning fire inside your body, an invisible inflammation that begins to damage tissues, interfere with organ function, and age you faster from the inside out. That's what happens when iron levels become too high. And this matters deeply after 50. Because for many of us, especially men and women who are past menopause, the natural loss of iron that occurred during youth, through menstruation, growth, or intense activity, slows down dramatically. The body no longer sheds iron like it once did. And yet, most multivitamins still contain high levels of this mineral, as if our needs have remained the same. But they haven't. In fact, research shows that excess iron after middle age can contribute to a variety of chronic conditions, some of which are heartbreakingly common in our world today. Elevated iron has been linked to cardiovascular disease because too much iron in the blood can oxidize cholesterol, damage artery walls, and contribute to dangerous plaque buildup. It's been associated with type 2 diabetes, neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, and even certain cancers. All because the iron we once depended on no longer serves us the same way. But here's where hope begins. Awareness is the beginning of transformation. You're not helpless in this. You are not a victim of your supplements or your age. You have the power to choose, And you have the right to understand what your body truly needs at this stage in life. It's time to stop giving ourselves what used to work and start giving our bodies what they need now. You don't need more iron. You need smarter nutrition. Tailored, thoughtful, age-aware nourishment that honors the wisdom of your body, that doesn't blindly overload it with iron just because it's on the label, but instead supports the natural balance your system is craving. And this journey isn't just physical, it's emotional, even spiritual. Because the more we understand how our bodies evolve, the more we're able to honor the changes rather than fear them. Aging doesn't mean decline, it means refinement. We are not breaking down, we are breaking through. Every wrinkle, every gray hair, every quiet morning where you feel just a little more tired than the day before is not a sign of loss. It is a sign of transformation. You see, after 50, your body is not less powerful. It is more precise. It doesn't want more clutter. It wants clarity. It doesn't want blind supplementation. It wants intelligent nourishment. This is your time to rise into a new level of health, one based not on generic formulas but on deep understanding. One based not on fear of aging, but on embracing vitality at every stage. We've been taught to fear growing older. But what if aging is not a curse, but a calling? A calling to treat ourselves with more care, more grace, more attention than we ever did before. To move from autopilot to intention. To move from assumption to wisdom. And part of that wisdom is questioning what we put into our bodies every single day. Let me ask you, have you ever looked at the back of your multivitamin bottle and asked why those doses were chosen? Who decided that 18 milligrams of iron should be the standard for everyone? The truth is, much of the supplement industry is built on outdated science and broad assumptions, and most products are still modeled after nutrient needs of younger menstruating women, not older adults with slower metabolism and different physiology. But you are not average. You are unique, and your health deserves a custom approach. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning not groggy from an overburdened liver trying to process synthetic supplements, but refreshed because your body is in balance. Your joints don't ache like they used to. Your thoughts feel clear. Your heart beats strong. That's not a dream, it's the natural result of living in harmony with your body, not against it. And that begins with small decisions, like choosing an iron-free multivitamin, or better yet, getting your iron levels tested before adding more. And listen, this isn't about shame or fear. If you've been taking an iron-containing multivitamin for years, don't blame yourself. You were doing the best you could with the information you had. That's what we all do. But now that you know more, you can do more. You can ask better questions. You can make more empowered choices. You can step into your second act with strength, clarity, and vitality. So what should you do now? First, test. Don't guess. Talk to a healthcare provider and ask for a ferritin test. That's the best measure of iron storage in the body. If your levels are already high, you may need to stop iron supplementation altogether. In some cases, people with a genetic condition called hemochromatosis accumulate iron at dangerous levels without knowing it, and multivitamins only make it worse. One simple blood test could change the direction of your health forever. Second, choose supplements made for you, not for the general public. There are now age-specific, iron-free multivitamins designed for adults over 50. Look for those. Even better, choose supplements made from whole foods, or those using methylated nutrients, which your body can actually recognize and absorb. Remember, nutrition is not about quantity, it's about quality and compatibility. Third, embrace food-based nourishment. There are so many powerful iron-free ways to support your energy and vitality. Berries for antioxidants, leafy greens for magnesium and folate, nuts and seeds for trace minerals. Real food contains intelligence that no pill can replicate. Use supplements only to fill in the gaps, not as a substitute for life-giving food. And finally, never forget this. Your body wants to heal. Even if you've been taking too much iron, even if you've felt off for years, even if you've struggled with fatigue, inflammation, or brain fog, your body has not given up on you. It's waiting for you to listen. And the moment you do, something shifts. Healing begins. You have more power than you know. The decisions you make today shape the health you'll have tomorrow. The nutrients you put in your body today shape your clarity, energy, and resilience, not just now, but years into the future. So as you move forward, remember this. Iron is vital for the young, but it can be dangerous for the wise. And you, my friend, are wise. You have lived, endured, overcome, and risen. Your body has carried you through storms and victories alike, and now it's asking for your attention. Not your panic, not your regret, just your loving awareness. This is your invitation to rise, to move from routine to intentional living, from outdated supplements to aligned nourishment, from survival to vibrant, purposeful longevity. And it all begins with a question. Is this serving me now? Ask it often. Ask it bravely. Ask it from a place of love. And remember, your best years are not behind you. They are awakening within you. If you're ready to step into that awakening, to honor your body with deeper wisdom, to nourish it with what it truly needs, not just what's popular, then keep going. You are on the right path. And I'll be walking with you every step of the way. Now take a breath. Smile. You've already begun. Not all vitamins are created equal. That may sound simple, even obvious, but the truth hiding behind those words could change your life. Because when it comes to B vitamins, especially folate and B12, not only is the form important, it can mean the difference between healing and harm, between energy and exhaustion, between clarity and confusion. We live in a time where nutritional supplements are everywhere. Multivitamins fill the aisles of grocery stores, pharmacies, and online shops. Bottled promises of better health, more vitality, a longer life. We pick them up in good faith, trusting that what's inside is good for us. Trusting that more vitamins mean more wellness. But there's something no one told you. Not everything labeled vitamin is truly nourishing your body. Some of it is synthetic. Some of it is unrecognizable to your cells. And some of it, especially after you turn 50, might be doing more harm than good. Let's talk about two of the biggest offenders, folic acid and cyanocobalamin. On the surface, they sound helpful. After all, folate and B12 are essential for life. They support brain function, red blood cell formation, nerve repair, and DNA synthesis. They help regulate homocysteine levels, a key factor in heart health. But here's the catch. Folic acid and cyanocobalamin are not the natural forms your body prefers. They are cheap, synthetic versions, used not because they're best, but because they're profitable. And if you're over 50, this matters more than ever. You see, as we age, our digestive capacity changes. The stomach produces less acid. Enzymes shift. Intrinsic factor, needed to absorb B12, declines. All of this makes it harder to convert these synthetic B vitamins into their active, usable forms. So when you take folic acid, your body has to convert it into methylfolate before it can be used. And when you take cyanocobalamin, your liver must convert it into methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin before it benefits your nervous system. That's a lot of work for a body already carrying decades of biochemical wear and tear, but it goes even deeper. For millions of people, especially those with genetic variations like MTHFR mutations, this conversion doesn't happen efficiently, or sometimes, not at all. Let me repeat that slowly, because it's the heartbeat of this message. If you carry an MTHFR gene variant, and as many as 40% of people do, your body may not convert folic acid into methylfolate efficiently, which means instead of nourishing you, it could accumulate, it could disrupt methylation pathways, it could block receptor sites meant for real folate, it could hurt you. You might be trying to support your heart, but unknowingly feeding dysfunction. You might be trying to protect your brain, but building a biochemical wall around it. Folic acid was never meant to stay in your blood, unprocessed. But for many people, that's exactly what happens, and the consequences can be subtle at first. Fatigue, brain fog, anxiety, a sense that something's off. You blame it on aging. You blame it on stress. But under the surface, a quiet imbalance is taking root. And cyanocobalamin, it sounds like vitamin B12, but it's not the real deal. When you ingest it, your body has to detoxify the cyanide molecule it carries. Yes, cyanide. The dose is tiny, but over time, why burden your system with something your body doesn't want? Why feed it a form that requires extra steps, extra strain, just to reach what should have been delivered from the start? Now, let's pause here. This is not about fear. This is about freedom. Freedom through knowledge. Power through truth. You are not helpless. You are not broken. Your body isn't failing you. It's asking for something different, something wiser, something aligned with the stage of life you are in. That stage is sacred. After 50, your body is not falling apart. It is refining itself. It's becoming more selective, more precise, more sensitive to what supports or sabotages its inner harmony. Your system no longer has time or capacity to deal with what's unnatural. And why should it? You've earned better. You've earned nourishment that honors the depth of your experience. This is a turning point. You're not just a body, you are a story, a lifetime of emotions, choices, lessons, losses, triumphs, and transformations. And your body remembers them all. Now is the time to treat it with the wisdom it deserves. Now is the time to stop feeding it synthetic imitations and start feeding it nutrients that meet you where you are. Methylfolate, methylcobalamin. These are the real, bioavailable forms of folate and B12, forms that your body can use immediately without conversion, forms that bypass the genetic roadblocks that so many silently carry. When you take these, it's like giving your body a key that finally turns the lock, a green light instead of a red one, a whisper that says, "I see you. I understand you. Let's heal." And healing is possible, always. No matter how long you've been tired, no matter how long your mind has felt foggy, no matter how long your heart has felt burdened, when you begin to nourish your system with what it truly recognizes, something shifts. Cells come alive, pathways clear, thoughts sharpen, emotions stabilize. You come back to yourself, not the version from 20 years ago, but the truest version. Now that's the gift of nutritional alignment. Not perfection, but permission. Permission to be well. Permission to let go of outdated formulas, one-size-fits-all solutions, and cheap imitations. Permission to rise into a higher frequency of health, guided by the quiet intelligence of your body. So many people walk around half alive, tired, anxious, irritable, inflamed, and they don't know why. They take their vitamins religiously, yet feel no better, sometimes worse, and they never stop to ask, what am I really putting in my body? It's not your fault. You weren't told. But now you know. And knowing unlocks possibility. Let me ask you, when was the last time you felt truly nourished? Not just full, not just stimulated, but deeply, peacefully, whole body nourished. That feeling is your birthright, and it's waiting for you on the other side of awareness, on the other side of upgrading from synthetic to natural, from generic to precision, from blind trust to intentional care. It starts with reading labels, really reading, not just for B12 or folate, but for the form. Look for methylfolate, not folic acid. Methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin. If your multivitamin doesn't specify, assume it's synthetic, because the cheaper route is the most common one. It continues with listening to your body. If your supplement leaves you jittery, anxious, or tired, it may not be working for you. Just because something is popular doesn't mean it's helpful. Just because something is common doesn't mean it's right. Your healing is not in someone else's formula. It's in your intuition, in your curiosity, in your willingness to let go of the old and welcome in what truly serves. You deserve a new standard, a deeper level of care, a daily practice of giving your body what it can use, not just what the label says is healthy. True health is personal. True vitality is earned, not through struggle but through alignment. So if you're over 50 or even approaching it, let this be your turning point. Choose a multivitamin that respects your biology, one that gives your cells what they need without making them work harder. One that reflects the grace, the wisdom, the refinement of your current life stage. You've spent years giving to others, building, sacrificing, nurturing, doing. Now it's time to nourish the nurturer, to pour back into the well you've drawn from for so long. And that begins with small steps. Smarter B vitamins, real forms, clean fuel, respect for your methylation pathways. Trust in your body's intelligence. Because you're not just investing in your physical health, you're investing in your clarity, your joy, your energy to live the life you were meant to live. The second act, the golden chapter. The part where you no longer chase youth but embrace the wisdom that comes with age. You are not broken. You are becoming. So breathe, smile, and say it out loud. I choose what serves me now. You are powerful, beyond what you've been told, capable of healing beyond what you've imagined, worthy of care beyond what you've received. Your body is listening. Give it something worth responding to. Let this be the day you stop settling for synthetic and start living nourished. Too much of a good thing becomes toxic. And when we talk about vitamin A, that truth becomes even more profound. Because vitamin A is essential. It's needed for vision, for immunity, for skin renewal, and for proper gene expression. It's a nutrient that carries real weight in the story of health. But somewhere along the way, the line between essential and excessive got blurred. Somewhere we forgot that the body isn't a machine that thrives on more. It's a living system that thrives on balance. And yet many multivitamins, especially those marketed for people over 50, are overloaded with vitamin A. Not in its gentle, plant-based form like beta-carotene, but in the more aggressive, pre-formed retinol form. The kind that your body doesn't regulate as gently. The kind that can accumulate. The kind that can turn from medicine to burden. You see, retinol doesn't just pass through the body, it gets stored, primarily in your liver. And while small amounts are beneficial, too much creates a toxic environment. The liver, that incredible detoxification organ, can only handle so much before it starts to strain. Silent stress accumulates. And over time, this stress doesn't just affect your liver, it echoes into other systems. Bone density starts to suffer. The very nutrient that was supposed to help you maintain vitality begins to chip away at your foundation. And what makes this even more concerning? You might not even feel it happening. Vitamin A toxicity is insidious. It doesn't usually shout. It whispers. It creeps in as fatigue, as dry, irritated skin, as headaches or nausea, as joint pain that doesn't seem to make sense, sometimes as blurred vision or confusion, symptoms you might attribute to age or stress or just one of those things. But beneath the surface, your body is waving a red flag, begging for less. And if you're a postmenopausal woman or a man over 50, your risk is even greater. Because as we age, our ability to metabolize and clear retinol declines. The bones become more sensitive. The liver becomes more vulnerable. And yet, multivitamin formulas designed for your age group often continue to include 100% or more of the recommended daily intake of preformed vitamin A. It's not just unnecessary, it's risky. Why does this happen? Why are we still being overdosed by default? Part of it is inertia. Formulas that were created decades ago are still in circulation. Part of it is marketing. More sounds better. More looks impressive on a label. But your body doesn't care about labels. It cares about what works, about what heals, about what harmonizes. You deserve better than outdated formulas. You deserve better than silent toxicity. Because this isn't just about avoiding harm. It's about thriving. It's about giving your body exactly what it needs. No more, no less. It's about choosing nourishment that supports longevity, not just in theory, but in real, tangible well-being. That begins with awareness. Start reading labels. Look not just at the quantity of vitamin A, but at the form. If it says retinol palmitate or retinol acetate, be cautious. These are preformed, active forms that your body doesn't regulate as easily. They don't offer the same safety net that beta-carotene does. Beta-carotene, found in colorful fruits and vegetables, is converted to vitamin A as needed. Your body controls the process. There's a built-in wisdom to it, a partnership. But preformed retinol bypasses that gatekeeper. It floods your system, whether you need it or not. And if you're already eating a diet rich in animal products, liver, dairy, or fortified foods, you're likely getting plenty of vitamin A already. The multivitamin is just pushing you over the edge, quietly, steadily, but this can change. You have the power to choose formulas that respect your biology, that understand aging isn't about decay, it's about precision, about working with the body's evolving needs, not against them. It's about finding balance between support and simplicity. Because after 50, your body isn't asking for more of everything, it's asking for the right things. That might mean skipping the multivitamin entirely, or choosing one with reduced or no preformed vitamin A, or sourcing your nutrients from whole foods, from carrots and sweet potatoes, leafy greens and squash. Let your nutrition come alive through color, through flavor, through nature's design. Trust that your body knows how to use what is real. The truth is, healing isn't always about adding. Sometimes it's about subtracting, about removing the excess, the artificial, the outdated, about coming back to a place of internal quiet, where your organs aren't battling a chemical onslaught, but flowing in harmony. And when you do that, when you begin to respect your body's capacity and limits, you start to feel a difference. Energy that was being spent detoxifying can be redirected into renewal. Sleep deepens, mood stabilizes, joints soften, digestion improves. You come back to yourself. So let this be the moment where you stop equating more with better. Let this be the moment you become an advocate for your own health, a champion for your liver, a guardian of your bones. Let this be the moment you redefine what it means to supplement, not blindly but wisely, not just based on age but on intuition. Because your body is not a statistic, it is a symphony. And every nutrient you put into it is either part of the harmony or part of the noise. Choose harmony, choose balance, choose a kind of care that listens before it speaks, that respects the years you've lived and the years still ahead. You deserve nothing less. You are not fragile. You are evolving. Every step you take toward truth, health, and self-awareness is a declaration that your life still holds radiant purpose. So don't settle for blind trust. Choose wisdom. Choose vitality. Choose to live informed. Because after 50, you're not breaking down, you're breaking through. Hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone you love. And if you have any questions or need guidance, I'm here in the comments. Let's walk this journey together.